Here's something really worth thinking about. You're just going to love this. Well, no, you're not going to like it at all. But we're just going to love it. The timing of this is about that corner. Isn't that interesting? In other words, you're zeroing in on the turning point. We just want you to know that, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? It's like you've been pre-programming yourselves. A lot of you do it. You pre-program yourself for stuff.
What do you mean? Can you say that more in a different way?
We mean that we think it is interesting, fascinating, and logical that you would begin this discussion by telling us where you are sequentially in the evolution and devolution of life experience. And we just don't want it to be missed by you that healthy, turn the corner. Not healthy. You see what we're getting at? So just don't turn that corner, because it has nothing to do with your age. The statistics that are out there have nothing to do with you. But what you observe and what you practice thinking about, therefore what you believe, because a belief is just a thought you keep thinking, have everything to do with your point of attraction. You see what we're getting at? So there's no urgency here. We don't want to alarm you in any way. In fact, we want to delarm you. We want to unlarm you. We want you to just relax and acknowledge that none of you, this is a room full, a world full of people who are just recently in the scope of their life experience learning to be deliberate creators. And it's just freakishly odd to you, we know that it is, for you to take the orientation that you've been living, which you've learned from others and through your observation, and know or hold the beliefs that you hold based upon the thoughts that you've been thinking. Because when you think something, law of attraction gives you evidence of it. Esther argued with us in the beginning about that. But Abraham, it's true. And we would say to her again and again and again, there are many things that are true that you don't want. Don't focus on those. Why take something that someone else made true from their attention to it and now make it true for you because of your attention to it? You know, that if you could put the first thought as the premise of your experience, I create my own reality. I create my own reality. The thoughts that I think attract evidence of the thoughts that I think. Period. The thoughts that I think attract evidence of the thoughts that I think. Period. It's not an indictment of my morality. It's not an indictment of my ability. It's not an indictment of my worthiness. It's just an indication of a vibrational pattern that I have full ability to change. And then you come to a gathering like this and we say, but don't worry about it. You're not going to change it all at once. There is momentum that is underway, that is playing itself out to some extent. Just water the momentum down a little every day. Just slow that momentum by being mindful of what you say and being mindful of why you say it. And this is one piece that we would like to stick in here, because this is an important... You are a room full of deliberate creators on the leading edge. And we are talking about this in ways that we have not been talking about it as precisely before. So as you are accepting that you create your own reality, make it a mood-based creation more than a thought-based creation for just a little while. Care about your mood and try to choose your thoughts to affect your mood, because your mood is the best way of defining or describing what your vibrational climate is. And Accept no evidence other than your mood as important. That's really good. Accept no evidence other than your mood, because your mood is more fluid, more changeable, more moldable, more quickly. So you create your own reality. Let's find other words. You are the architect of your mood. You are in control of your mood. Your mood means everything. How you feel emotionally really matters, because how you feel emotionally is your vibrational indicator. It's easy to feel good. It's easy to create a mood. It's easier first thing in the morning. It's easier the longer you do it. It's easier the more mindful you are of it. Mood creation is the easiest thing I've ever done. Creating a mood is much more simple than learning computer programs. Mood creation is intuitive. Mood creation is something that every part of me wants to be a part of. Creating my mood is my first order of business. Being aware of my mood is really important. Sustaining a good mood is the smartest thing I ever do. Guiding myself softly away from a bad mood is really a wise thing to do. Being mindful of my mood is my most important work. My mood is easily modified, but not necessarily all at once. My mood is a progressive thing that I can accomplish over time. I don't have to switch it out this red hot minute, but I can with a little bit of attention. Effort is counterproductive to mood improvement. Effort is counterproductive. Trying too hard will just amplify whatever mood I've got going on. Ease and flow relative to mood. Starting at the beginning. Starting with subjects that are easy to feel good about. Staying off subjects that I know push my buttons, just for a while. Eventually I will, we're speaking on behalf of you, eventually I will be able to address any subject in my conscious library and sustain my good mood. But for now, I'm sustaining my good mood in the way that is easiest for me to do it. So when we began talking with Esther about this some years ago, she found handfuls of things that always put her in a good mood. Kate was a baby at the time, granddaughter Kate, easy to get in just think about Kate, good mood swept over her. She just couldn't sustain thoughts about Kate and not improve her vibrational frequency. It was not possible. Treehouse. Oh, the treehouse. Treehouse. Big timbers brought in from Oregon. 30-foot poles. 6 of them brought in by a big crane. Put into the ground. And then a 6-sided base built, and then up it went. And then Esther said, I will just climb the tree to get up there. And Jerry said, we'll make stairs. And then they got to the 2nd floor, and they were high above the treetops. And they said, we could go higher. The poles are still extending. So they built another level up there. And then Esther said, I'll just climb up on a rope. And Jerry said, we'll build stairs. And then the switchback came, so the treehouse stands. Not possible for Esther to think about those happy men who built the treehouse. Took them longer than it takes to build most houses because it was fun they never wanted to end. It went on and on and on and on and on. The process of the treehouse, the idea of the treehouse, the construction of the treehouse, the evolution of the treehouse, the being in the treehouse, the guests in the treehouse. In other words, not possible to think about that treehouse without affecting a mood, a point of attraction that brings benefit. And think about the benefit that that mood brings. It's a feeling of invincibility. It's a feeling of expansion. It's a feeling of whimsy. It's a feeling of fun. It's a feel. She hasn't yet installed the zip line. Jerry didn't want it, but he's gone. Well, actually, he's not gone. A zip line seems like a good idea to him now, too. In other words, it's a mood of prosperity. In other words, it was an expensive proposition. It's a feeling of doing something for the fun of doing it. There was no practical association with it. It's just doing something for the fun of doing something for the exhilaration of doing it. So as you find things like that are just rich, we could talk about nothing other than that treehouse all day long. And it would be the best discussion that we ever had because of the amplification of the vibration and the benefit of accomplishing that mood within you. You see what we're getting at? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.